So, guys, I got requested from MC TalkingFilms to do another Blu Ray Collection video, an updated Blu Ray Collection video. I accept your request, buddy. So, yes, this is my Blu Ray Collection for 2019. Now, before I start, hey guys, how you doing? How's your new year? Everything gone good so far? I know it's been good so far for me. I wonder how your New Year's is going. So, this is my updated Blu Ray collection, and I hope you guys like this new shelf that I got. I got this last year. I never get to show in my videos. You get to see it now. It looks really freaking cool, and what's great about it, I can fit all my Blu-rays in, because where my Blu-rays were before, they were under my bed on those shelves, and they were very, very nutsy. So thank God I have gotten a shelf to put all my Blu-rays and my action figures. Maybe one day I'll do my figure collection video to show you what action figures I have collected. But for now, we're going to show you the movies that I have in this collection. There are a lot of new ones I have in this collection since the last Blu-ray hunting video, so I'm pretty excited to show you some new movies that I bought, but also repeating the old ones like once and for all. So, let's get started on this Blu-ray collection, shall we? Alright, so let's start off with some exclusives that I've got, including box sets and digibooks, and also the steelbooks that are coming up next. So the first box set I have is Star Wars The Complete Saga box set. Amazing movies. Well, the original trilogy is amazing, but the prequels, not really. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I have to have this, and I really love the original trilogy. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, the Revenge of the Sith is definitely the best of the prequels, but they're both still Star Wars films, and they're both to enjoy. Next, we got the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the Ultimate Edition box set. Yes, I own a lot of Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets, and I don't know why, because it's not the best Harry Potter movie. I just found this at Sanity, which if you want to see that Blu-ray hunting video of that, it's in the link below. Yeah, it's very, very cool looking box set. It was just in a deal, so I had to get this, and it looks so cool. It comes with a lot of cool stuff, like the book and stuff. Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets is a pretty good Harry Potter movie. It's unappreciated by some people, but I really enjoyed the movie. And the last exclusive I have got is the Justice League digibook. Now, look at this digibook. How freaking cool does it look? Not a fan of this movie, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it does have some entertaining parts for me to get this movie. Like, it does have really fun action scenes. But it's another Zack Snyder disappointment. DC is standing over this movie. And there's some parts that's directed by Josh Whedon as well, because Zack Snyder had to leave the set because one of his daughters committed suicide, what I heard. And yeah, I was a bit harsh in that Zack Snyder video. I'm sorry, guys. Like, just was kind of mad that Zack Snyder just ruined the DC standing universe except for Suicide Squad. But anyway, Justice League is a fun movie. So let's get on with the steelbooks. I'm putting them in ABC order like the Blu-rays do. First one is Dunkirk. Very unappreciated Christopher Nolan film, and I don't know why, because this movie was great. I think the cinematography was amazing. Hans Zimmer's score, my god, it's the best score I've ever heard in this entire movie. A lot of people didn't like it because it doesn't have characters in it. I think that's a good thing, because we always get characters, and we want to get something different out of a war film. This is what this film is. Don't get me wrong, there are some dialogue in the film, but it's not like the big dialogues that we've heard in a lot of films. Anyway, next steelbook is Finding Dory. Definitely my least favorite steelbook in this entire collection because it's so blank. But still, Finding Dory is a surprisingly good sequel. Like, I wasn't really that excited for Finding Dory, but it turned out pretty good. And Ellen DeGeneres is the best Pixar voiceover ever. Another Pixar film I got on steelbook is The Good Dinosaur, which I honestly thought is the most underrated Pixar film. I just love the chemistry between Arlo and Spot. It's just very, very adorable. This is a very, very, like, complex Pixar film. It's a film to watch because it's Pixar, and it does have a pretty decent story for a Pixar film. Next, my favorite steelbook in the entire collection. Actually, in my comments on my last Blu-ray collection video, MC TalkingFilms told me this is a good-looking steelbook, and I completely agree. Favorite Steven Spielberg adaptation, definitely. I love Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise the Losers Club. They're fantastic in this film, but I think this film stumbles what Stephen King is. Like, Stephen King is the king of horror novels, and this movie kind of shows that, because this movie was really good, and I can't wait for It Chapter 2. Next, we have King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Very interesting movie. I like Guy Ritchie. I like how he directs this movie. It's very freaking interesting. And yeah, it's a pretty underrated movie. I really like Guy Ritchie, and I'm pretty interested to see what he can do with Aladdin. Next, some of the new ones I got this Christmas Well, last Christmas, I should say. Mission Impossible Fallout Steelbook. I love the Mission Impossible movies. This is definitely my favorite out of the series. The action scenes were amazing. Tom Cruise, man. You can't get wrong with that. And Henry Cavill, definitely my favorite performance I've ever seen him in. I think his performance in Mission Impossible Fallout is better than Superman's performance. The Megalodon. That's my shitty Jason Statham impression. I love shark movies. I know. I love shark movies. They're just fun movies to watch. Yeah, there are a lot of bad ones, but shark movies are actually starting to get better, and The Meg is one of the big examples of that. Like, I really have a lot of fun with The Meg when I watch it in theaters. It's a giant shark movie. A movie about a giant shark. Why could it be that serious? It's not. It's a movie that knows what it is. It's Jason Statham versus a shark. A giant megalodon shark. Could I say anything else? And look at the back of the steelbook. Isn't that scary to you? Like, what if it pops out and just eats your head, or like, ah! Like, something like that? How scary would that be? And speaking of scary, The Nun. A lot of people hate this movie, and I completely understand that, but I enjoyed this movie. Not the best out of the Conjuring universe, I could say. It's nearly with Annabelle, but still, it's very enjoyable horror film with some pretty good scares. But yeah, the characters in the movie weren't the greatest. Solo, A Star Wars Story, definitely the most disappointing Star Wars film with The Phantom Menace, but it's still a fine film. It's entertaining for what it is, and I think Donald Glover and Chewbacca made me bought this movie, so it's still an enjoyable movie, and it's a Star Wars movie. I had to own it. Suicide Squad, a lot of people hated it. I personally didn't mind it. It's a fun movie. It's a popcorn film to watch. It does have a lot of stupid shit, though. I'll give it that. Okay. We have Terminator Genesis. Definitely my least favorite Terminator with Terminator 3. Yeah, this movie wasn't that good. But I had the steelbook for it. I liked it before, but then like when I watched it, I'm like, ugh. I think the trailers really ruined the movie for me. Taken 2. I hated this movie, but this is the first steelbook I got, so it's kind of special with the steelbooks, I guess. And it's cool to see Liam Neeson on the cover, being a badass, so I still kept it. But I'm never, ever, ever buying Taken 3. Okay, move Caesar from Planet of the Apes. I'm going to be moving a lot of figures on this video because there's some figures next to my Blu-rays. Anyway, the last steelbook I got is War for the Planet of the Apes. Definitely my favorite Planet of the Apes movie out of the entire series. This film was great. I had a lot of fun in theaters watching this. I love Caesar. Speaking of Caesar, I have this awesome figure of Caesar, and you can see Koba right over here, but Koba isn't in this movie, so F off Koba. Yeah, I really love War of the Planet of the Apes, a lot better than Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but I still love them more, and I should get those on Blu-ray as well. Alright, people, let's start on this Blu-ray collection. Let's show the Blu-rays I got, ABC order. So, first Blu-ray up is Ant-Man. Definitely the most fun I had with an MCU film. Paul Rudd did a great job in that film. Annabelle Creation, my favorite prequel out of the Conjuring universe. There's nothing to say much because the other prequels aren't the greatest. Well, The Nun is still decent, but Annabelle, ugh. A Quiet Place, my favorite horror film of last year. This film is so suspenseful. John Krasinski directed this movie. Great. And Emily Blunt was also really good. Definitely the most unappreciated film of 2017 that I didn't get a chance to review, American Assassin. I really enjoyed this film. A lot of people have really hated it. They think Dylan Bryan was shit in this and it's not fitting with the books. I really enjoyed this film. I think this is a pretty decent thriller to watch. And Michael Keaton was also really great in the film. Next, Avatar, Blu-ray that I've always wanted in my collection. Now I finally got it. Visual experience. That's what this movie is. It's a visual experience. A lot of people say it's very overrated, and I could possibly agree. The story of this movie was very, very ugh. But still, the visual effects kept me away with the story, so that's the good news. Okay, next movie is another movie that a lot of people hate, and I don't know why. Assassin's Creed. I really love the video games, and yeah, this movie does have a lot of flaws, like the action scenes look very shaky cam, but they're still fun in this movie. Like, there's still more fun to enjoy in this movie. By the way, I'm doing this all in one take. If I F up, like, too bad. So next is Arrival, Denis Villeneuve. I hope I say his name right. He's a fantastic director, and this movie is one of the most different alien invasion films I've ever seen. Speaking of Alien, I got all 3 of my favorite Alien movies right here. The first Alien is definitely my favorite out of the series. But Aliens is still a phenomenal. James Cameron directed this movie great. It's like two different films. One's a horror, one's like an action. And Alien Covenant. A lot of people hate it. I'm like, it's alright. Yeah, they're both very fun and enjoyable movies. But if I get to pick Alien and Predator, I'll pick Predator. And Predator, yeah, spoiler, it's in my collection. Next I have Black Panther, my favorite MCU film from last year. I really enjoyed this film. It's very different to any other MCU film out there. Speaking of superheroes, we have the Batman movies, one of my favorite superheroes of all time, and I still need to collect a lot more Batman movies. The Tim Burton's Batman is definitely my favorite out of the Tim Burton movies, but I still like Batman Returns. It's still a very good movie, and at least Jim Carrey is in it. Just whatever bad movies, I just toss it on my bed. Like, sometimes I keep thinking to myself, why do I buy these bad movies? Either it's in a deal, or it's just, like, completing it. I don't know. The Dark Knight Rises, I still thinking I need to get The Dark Knight and Batman Begins on Blu Ray. I always wanted Dark Knight JB Hi-Fi, but Batman Begins is nowhere. So, I'm not going to get The Dark Knight until I find Batman Begins on Blu Ray. But anyway, The Dark Knight Rises, fantastic conclusion. A lot of people didn't like it. I'm like, why? This movie was fantastic. I watched it in IMAX when I was 12, and it was the best theater experience. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, very disappointing film, but the fight was still very phenomenal, and Ben Affleck was good as Batman. There's some parts to enjoy in Batman v Superman. The last Batman film, the Lego Batman movie, definitely my favorite movie out of the Lego movies, and I should review these movies leading up to the Lego movie too. Watch out, I'm gonna move these figures. By the way, that figure, what I'm holding right now, is the Death Knight figure. He looks pretty cool. Yeah, I do like anime. Not as much as movies, but I do watch a couple of anime. Anyway, Blade Runner 2049, another Denis Villeneuve film, and definitely one of the best sequels like ever made with Terminator 2. I think this is a lot better than the first one. I wasn't really a fan of the first one. That's why I don't own it. But Blade Runner 2049 is fantastic. My God, it's the best theater experience I had. I watched it by myself. My gosh. Bloodfather, very underrated Mel Gibson film. I love this film. Mel Gibson's a badass in this film. Highly recommendation if you love Mel Gibson, watch this film. Baby Driver, I love Edgar Wright and how he directed this movie. It's fantastic. This movie is a lot of fun. The score in this movie, my gosh, it is great. The Bourne Legacy, after this movie, the Bourne movies haven't gone great. And my dad does have the Bourne trilogy. So, yeah. Back to the Future, one of my favorite movies of all time. Great Scott, Marty! I still haven't got the other movies, and I'm not sure if I should get the other movies, because the other movies aren't as good as the first one. I'm not honestly a fan of them, but they're still fun movies. Anyway, The Breakfast Club, the best John Hughes movie ever made. It's a movie that took place in detention, and we get all these 5 kids with, like, different personalities. A rebel, a jock, beauty, weirdo, and a nerd. And I think how they did this film is fantastic. The characters are great. One of the best coming-of-age stories of all time. And rest in peace, John Hughes. Like, rest in peace. Captain America Civil War, one of my favorite MCU films. I should do a top 5 favorite MCU films. I should do that. Castaway, one of the best product placements in the movie, Wilson. And this is definitely my favorite Robert Zemeckis film. I think it's better than Forrest Gump, I'm going to be completely honest. Tom Hanks, fantastic in the film. I love survival movies, that's probably why. Cars 3, it's okay, I guess, but I had to own it because I got the other Cars movies on DVD, so, yeah. What's your bad? What you be doing? Definitely my favorite Rocky film out of the series. And I really like Creed 2 as well. I might buy Creed 2. The Croods. I got in a deal, but it's a pretty decent family film. It's not that I not appreciate I bought it. I bought it because it's a pretty good film. Death Proof. Definitely my least out of the Quentin Tarantino films, but it's still a pretty fun movie. I should review some Quentin Tarantino films leading up to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because I love Quentin Tarantino. He's one of my favorite directors. The last car chase in this movie, holy shit, was a lot of fun. I just love car chases. They're fun to watch. Yippee-ki-yay, the Die Hard movies. The first one is definitely my favorite, of course. The second one was pretty decent. The third one got better. The fourth one is just mind popcorn fun. The fifth one was shit, and lucky it's not in this entire collection. But still, Die Hard movies. Like, I will review Die Hard next Christmas. I feel so shit not reviewing Die Hard. The Departed, one of my favorite Martin Scorsese films of all time. Let's think of the cast here. Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg. Like, the cast is fantastic. And speaking of Mark Wahlberg, Deepwater Horizon, which is my favorite disaster film in, like, recent times. And I got the 4K Ultra. I don't have a 4K player, and we messed up because we thought one of the Blu Ray players we have in the collection is, like, works with that 4K, but it needs another DVD player, so I'm not going to buy 4K anymore. My favorite superhero of all time, Deadpool. And Deadpool 2. Now, let me tell you a story with Deadpool 2. I was at JB Hi-Fi, one of my favorite movie stores of all time. I saw the original copy of Deadpool 2. It was like $34. Then I found this Christmas cover thing that was only $20. And I'm like, that is the most weird-ass pricing, don't you think? Because it's the exact same movie. But anyway, the first Deadpool is definitely better than number 2. But I still love them both. They're both amazing comic book movies. And they're very different films as well. I saw that Once Upon a Deadpool, by the way. And it's not that good at all. I don't know why they do this PG-13 thing. Don't Breathe. Freaking one of my favorite thrillers. This movie, so suspenseful. Edge of my seat the entire time. I need to watch this movie again. Alright, next, go to the next shelf. Let's move some of these figures real quick. I told you I have a lot of figures in this collection. Alright, so we have The Disaster Artist, the making of one of the worst movies ever made, The Room, which I'm so shocked they didn't have it on Blu-ray here, because The Room is definitely one of the most... It's a film to enjoy because it's bad, and that's what everyone thinks of The Room, and this is how they made this terrible mess. And I think James Franco did a great job directing this movie, and also playing as the legend Tommy Wiseau. And this is the movie that I feel bad for Tommy Wiseau, like, literally. This movie is hilarious, but also has a bit of heart. Put this movie back in there. Oh, hi, Mark. I forgot to say that when I'm showing it. Anyway, The Edge of 17. If John Hughes was still alive, he would have made a movie something like this, and... This movie is definitely one of the best coming-of-age stories in recent times. I think this is Haley Steinfeld's best performance, and Woody Harrelson's too. It's so freaking original, and it's very freaking realistic. Edge of Tomorrow. I'm very interested to see a sequel to this. I'm going to be honest, because this movie rocks. Tom Cruise, this is definitely his best performance, I reckon, and Emily Blunt, so badass in this film. If you like movies like Groundhog Day and Alien, you'll like that film. Alright, this is the film that a lot of people hated. Now, don't kill me for this, okay? Because this is my Blu Ray collection. These are movies about opinions. A lot of people say it's one of the worst superhero films ever made. I like Fantastic. I don't care. I liked Fantastic. Like, it's not that bad, honestly. This movie was trying to do something different. It's not trying to be a superhero film, it's trying to be an origin story. And I think they did it pretty well. The first 2 acts of the movie were solid. They did a really good job. I liked the first time when they're making the teleportation device. I thought it's very freaking interesting. I thought the cast did a really good job. Yes, the third act was shit. It ruined the movie. And it made me think that Josh Trank directed the first half and the last half is by Fox. And you can tell by this movie. But I still have a great time with Fantastic. I watched it in theaters and I'm like, how is this movie worse than Batman and Robin and Superman 4 and Ghost Rider and all that? I don't agree. I don't agree with these people. I really enjoyed Fantastic. That is my rant on the people who hated Fantastic, but that's your opinion. It's not going to bother me. Alright, Finding Nemo, my favorite Pixar film of all time. One of my favorite Pixar films. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This was my least favorite Harry Potter film until the second Fantastic Beasts came out, and it made me change my mind. I love the first one. Now, all the the good Fast and Furious movies right here. Yes. Love them all. And I still don't have the Fast and Furious, and I will get that movie soon. I just need some time to get those movies, because there's more movies on my mind I'm trying to get. Gravity, one of the best Alfonso Cuarón movies with the recent film that came out, Roma. Yes, this film is so realistic. It's so realistic. The movie looks beautiful. And the way this movie's constructed, it's like, this is what a space movie should be. It is so great. Alright, we have the Godfather trilogy. Don't kill me for this, I've only watched the first one. The first one was great. I just never get time to watch the second one, which I heard a lot of people say it was better than the first one, and the third one I heard everyone say it's shit. But I will watch these movies very soon, I promise you. Okay, next film, biggest surprise of horror film history to me, Get Out. Jordan Peele, I can't wait for Us. I can't wait for his new film, Us. but because Get Out is one of his best movies he has ever made, and I'm very interested to see his career, Jordan Peele's career, and I will review Get Out leading up to that movie. Who got a call? Ghostbusting! Bing, bing, like, best theme song in an 80s movie ever, and this movie is so 80s, and it's a very fun movie. Alright, before I show this new movie that I have, Godzilla! You like my Godzilla figure? There should be a Home Alone trap right here because you should see how sharp these things are. If you, like, punch it, your hand will bleed. It's a very dangerous toy for kids. But anyway, we have Godzilla. Great start to the monster universe, and I really love Godzilla. I watched it in the theater, and I was literally on the edge of my seat the entire time. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is definitely my least favorite Marvel sequel before I'm in 2. I still enjoyed it, but not the greatest. Game Night, this is a blind buy. I haven't seen this movie, and I just saw it recently yesterday. This movie cracked me up. This is a really fun murder mystery film. It's kind of like Clue meets Jumanji, I could say, and I think Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams have a pretty great chemistry in this movie. It's a pretty fun comedy. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, one of my favorite westerns of all time, and I got Red Dead Redemption 2 recently, and it does kind of pay homage to the movie, and it also pays homage to The Hateful Eight a bit, which I also have in this collection. But anyway, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, great movie. I love Clint Eastwood. I need to get more of his movies. I'm trying to find Dirty Harry. The Greatest Showman, a lot of people say it's one of the most overrated musicals. I didn't think so. I think this movie was great. This movie has one of the best musical numbers. Hugh Jackman, one of my favorite actors of all time, and he is great in this film. The choreography in that film was fantastic. Okay, here's where my stupid idiocy comes to play. I got these two movies on sale. Done. Alright, we got the Hobbit trilogy. Definitely one of the most underrated trilogies. A lot of people really hated these movies. I'm like, why? These three movies are great. I literally watched them again recently, and I'm like, what's the problem with it? Okay, I'll give it that. The third movie, I think it shouldn't be made, but still. How to Train Your Dragon 2. I haven't got the first one on Blu Ray, and I really love to see The Hidden World. I heard some good things about it. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I already talked about that movie. I told you I have a couple of copies of that. In the Heart of the Sea. One of the most underrated Ron Howard films, and a lot of people didn't like it. I like Chris Hemsworth, and I like Spider-Man, and Moby Dick looks really good. The Hateful Eight, another Quentin Tarantino film I owned, and I'm sure I'm going to review some Quentin Tarantino films leading up, because this is a pretty good murder mystery film. Hacksaw Ridge, Mel Gibson's best director ever. I think he can direct a good war film, and he definitely did with this movie. This movie was phenomenal. This movie was fantastic. Andrew Garfield, my God, he was great in this film. Hardcore Henry. If you like first-person shooter like games, you're gonna love this movie because this movie took place entirely out of first person. This movie was a lot of fun. It's a movie like it's Crank meets first person. That's basically what it is. The action scenes are phenomenal. I Am Legend. One of the best Will Smith performances I've seen. It's one of my dad's favorite movies. Speaking of Will Smith, g'day boys, we're back. Now that's a close encounter. And Jeff Goldblum, Chaos Theory. It's not in this movie, but Chaos Theory. Independence Day. One of the best 90s over-the-top movies ever made. It's a lot of fun. Next, another one of my favorite movies of all time, Inception. This movie, I love Christopher Nolan. He can direct great films. This film was phenomenal, and the second time I saw this movie, I was amazed, and then I watched this movie more and more and more. I just can't say anything about it. It's so freaking good. Okay. Insidious, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I haven't got 3 and 4 because they're both not great, but I really enjoyed these two movies. James Wan did a great job directing those. Inside Out, one of my favorite Pixar films in recent times, and I'm pretty interested if they make a sequel to that movie. iRobot. Just the light shining over it. Jaws, one of my favorite movies of all time. They should make more monster movies like Jaws. Like, just monster movies are mostly all over the top now, but Jaws, it never gets old. If you like shark movies and you haven't seen Jaws, why? The Jungle Book. I can't wait for The Lion King because I think Don Favreau can prove to us that he can make The Lion King good after The Jungle Book because he is a great visual stunning director because this movie has the best visual effects I have seen in a movie. Two of my favorite action films in recent times, John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2. I love them both. I can't pick which one's better. They're both fantastic films. They're both kind of like different perspectives. This one's more of a revenge action film. This is a really fun action film. I can't wait for John Wick Chapter 3 because these two movies are the biggest surprises of action film history, and Keanu Reeves. Whoa. Okay. Jurassic World. I need to own the other Jurassic Park movies on Blu Ray. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. Very big surprise of 2017. Alright, let's move that out of the way. Kong Skull Island, one of the most fun I had in 2017, and yeah, I didn't like it the first time, but I liked it now. Like, it's a movie that you need to watch it a second time to like it better. A lot of fun. I really had fun with this movie. King Kong looks massive, and I can't wait to see Godzilla and King Kong just fight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hoping it's not bad. Kingsman The Golden Circle, not the best out of the Kingsman series, but it's good. And I heard like Taron Egerton's not going to be in Kingsman 3, so I'm very kind of worried about that one. Speaking of Matthew Vaughn, Kick-Ass, one of my favorite films by him. This movie was freaking funny and also really badass at the same time, especially Hit Girl. My gosh. Chloe Grace Moretz, just the best. Let's Be Cops. Lights Out, one of the most underrated horror films that I've ever seen. This movie is like very clever written. The scares were very, very cleverly. They did it really slow, but the ending did ruin it. But still, David S. Sandberg, I can't wait to see what he can do with Shazam. Lone Survivor, the best Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg collaboration, I should say. Alright, now, last shelf. Let's remove more figures. Alright, last section. Here we go. We have one of my favorite movies ever, The Lion King. I can't wait for this adaptation. I can't wait. Lion King is my first movie, and it's a very special movie of mine, and that's why I had to own this, because this movie is my favorite movie ever. I could watch it every day. I don't care. This movie always makes me happy. Logan, one of my favorite comic book movies ever. I'm sorry about other movies that you guys love. I think Logan is great. I could watch this movie a lot of times, like The Lion King. This is the best Hugh Jackman performance, and the final performance as Wolverine, it's very emotional, but great. And X-23, badass in this film. Okay, we have the Mad Max trilogy, Mel Gibson's best work, I reckon, in my opinion. And fun fact, the first Mad Max took place in Victoria, Melbourne, and I live in Victoria. So basically, all the places they filmed at, I recognize the place. It's really freaking cool. And actually, it was filmed near my dad's quarry in Mountain View, which is very interesting. But we have now Mad Max Fury Road, one of the best action films in decade. That film, I had a lot of fun watching it in theaters. Man of Steel, one of the better Superman films, I could say. Not as good as Christopher Reeves, but it's better than Superman's shitty Returns. Moana, one of the best animated films in recent times. I love this movie. Dwayne Johnson, great, and Alahi Cravalho, I hope I said her name right. She was great in this movie as well. I want to see her in more movies. Like, I want to see her, like, getting into live action acting, because she could be good. I can trust her. Now, one of my favorite movies of all time, with Inception, with The Lion King, The Matrix. This film is one of the most different written films, and this is the film that blew everybody's mind in 1999. This movie was made, so it's like a year before I was born, so it's amazing. This movie blew my mind, and fun fact, last year we watched this movie at school. One of the best things about my media class, honestly, watching movies, it's just a lot of fun. The Martian, definitely my favorite Ridley Scott film in recent times. I had to say recent times a lot of times, but definitely one of the better survival films, I could say. It's Castaway meets Gravity. It took place in Mars. Matt Damon. He did a great job in this film. Everyone did a great job. Kate Mara, Jessica Chastain, Kristen Wiig. You gotta love them. Monster House. I love this cover. It's so terrifying. One of my biggest childhood fears. fun this movie, especially this Navacracker character. Steve Buscemi did a great job in that, creeping me out. Noah. I love Darren Aronofsky, and I think he does a great job filming this movie. A lot of people didn't like it because it has nothing to do with the Bible. I like that they do a couple changes to make this film more epic. And I think Russell Crowe, one of his better performances with Gladiator, and Emma Watson, she is also really great in this film. Surprisingly great. The Nice Guys, my favorite black comedy in a lot of times. I just can't say recent times. I have to keep saying it all over again. Anyway, The Nice Guys, fantastic movie. My favorite Shane Black film ever, I could say. Doesn't say much because he directed Iron Man 3 and he directed The Predator. Yeah. The Prestige, one of the most underrated Christopher Nolan films ever, and one of my favorites. Two dueling magicians. Lot of twists, lot of turns, and this movie is very enjoyable. You just gotta see it. I recommend you to see The Prestige if you have not seen it. Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, like great casting right there. Pacific Rim, very fun, over-the-top movie. It's Power Rangers for adults, basically. It's a lot of fun. I never liked Uprising, though. Well, no, I didn't. I liked it, but it's not great. It's not a movie I will buy, but it's a movie that I can watch for a popcorn fun. Prometheus, definitely not the greatest. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I watched it in theater, I'm like, this movie's kind of boring in some scenes, but I had to own it because I have all the Alien movies. But speaking of Alien, these are one of my favorite aliens of all time. Predator! Okay, wait. I need something for this one. Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! I'll kill you! Kill me! Yeah! And another thing, one of my favorite figures in my entire collection. That's my stupid Predator noise. What the hell was that? Anyway, all the three Predator movies, except for The Predator and Alien vs. Predator. Alien vs. Predator I have it on DVD, and Alien vs. Requiem, yeah. But Predator is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite action films ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. You can't get it wrong. It's probably my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, too. Predator 2, very over the top, but it's a fun 90s movie. It got a lot of hate, and I'm like, it's okay. Predators, I like Robert Rodriguez's style with this film. He didn't direct this film, which I didn't even notice. But still, all three movies are just fun movies, but the first one I highly recommend you to see. Alright, let's put these ones back. Alright. Come on, we got a lot to do. Rampage, fun 90s type movie, like Dwayne Johnson, man. You just can't get anything wrong. I would say it's better than Skyscraper. It's a lot of fun movie. It's a popcorn movie to watch. Like most of his movies are popcorn movies. Ready Player One, one of my favorite science fiction films of last year. I love this movie. I think Steven Spielberg, this is his most underrated movies because this movie is visually stunning with the pop culture references. If you like virtual reality stuff, you're gonna love this movie. The Revenant, one of my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio performances of all freaking time. And also my favorite Tom Hardy performance. This movie was great. I love the visuals in this movie. The bear attack scene is one of the most glorious scenes in the entire movie. And what I like about this movie, it took natural lighting. They don't use any lighting in this movie, which is very natural film right there. Sometimes it's hard to put my Blu Rays back in my collection. Red. Pretty fun Bruce Willis movie. Morgan Freeman, just can't go wrong with that. Sin City, speaking of Bruce Willis, best graphic novel adaptations ever. I love this movie. Very visually stunning. Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez, just amazing. Sausage Party, very weird animated film. Not for kids. Don't let your kids see it, or I swear to God, you will, regret that. Split, my favorite M. Night Shyamalan film. Can't wait for Glass to come out. I can't wait. I'm going to review M. Night Shyamalan films leading up to it. Sinister. One of the most scariest films of all time. In my opinion, literally, do not watch this movie in the dark. You will get scared. Sully. One of the most underrated Tom Hanks performances. One of the most underrated Clint Eastwood movies. This movie was freaking stunning. It's like very great looking movie. Like I watched this movie in IMAX and literally it's one of the best IMAX experiences I've got. I just don't like the back of this cover. It really bothers me. It just shows nothing. But anyway, still really good movie. Okay. SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water. Maze Runner Scorch Trials. don't want to talk about those ones. They're fine movies. Southpaw, one of the most underrated Jake Gyllenhaal performances ever. He was fantastic. Even Forrest Whitaker was really good in the film. The Shallows, one of the better shark movies in recent times. This movie jawed me to death. Jawed me, get it? These are the movies that are fun to watch in Halloween. Scream Collection. Very fun movies. I do like the first one a lot more than the other movies, but they're all fun movies to watch on Halloween. Alright, now let's go back to talking about Star Wars. Nothing but Force Awakens. Definitely my favorite out of the sequel trilogy. I said in my review The Last Jedi is better, but then when I rewatched them, The Force Awakens I had more fun with. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. One of my favorite Star Wars prequels, definitely. And Star Wars The Last Jedi. A lot of people hated it, and I don't know why. But yeah, I can understand why people hated it, but still, I enjoyed that movie. Alright, let's hurry it up real quick. We got The Sapphires. Very underrated Australian film. If you haven't seen that film, Jessica Mauboy, Chris O'Dowd, it's a good film. Another M. Night Shyamalan film, The Sixth Sense, one of my favorite films of all time, and I will review that movie, and Unbreakable, leading up to Glass, because we already talked about Glass, so yep. Spider-Man Homecoming, one of the better Spider-Man films, like with the Sam Raimi movies, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is definitely my favorite Spider-Man film now. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I'm gonna see if I find my Terminator figure. It's at the top. I can't be bothered getting it done. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I'll be back. One of my favorite films ever with The Lion King. This movie is my life. I love this movie. I will review the Terminator movies leading up to the new Terminator movie. Yeah, even the shitty ones that came out. Except for Genesis, because I already reviewed that one. Literally, I can't wait to review this movie because this is one of my favorite movies of all freaking time. I have a very particular set of skills. Taken. Liam Neeson. This is when he comes into the spotlight, being a badass. Killing people with a pinky. It's very weird to say that, but he handled that well. One of my favorite modern action films, and of course everyone will know Liam Neeson's famous quotes in that film. Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. I needed Toy Story 3 on Blu-ray, but I love them both. I can't wait for Toy Story 4. A lot of people weren't excited. I'm kind of interested. Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger remake. I need to get the original. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Cloverfield Paradox sucks. Don't watch that. Watch 10 Cloverfield Lane and the first Cloverfield if you don't get motion sickness. Two very different films, and 10 Cloverfield Lane is a very interesting film. It's a very, very suspenseful film too. The Visit, another M. Night Shyamalan film. This is when M. Night Shyamalan comes back into the spotlight, because after Earth, The Last Airbender and Happening, lucky he came back with The Visit. The Wolverine, I have a Wolverine poster right in my room somewhere. Let me just show you real quick. Hope you can see it. Yep, I'm filming on my iPhone, by the way, not on my camera if you notice any difference. Let me just move this. Okay, you guys alright? Okay, good. Anyway, the Wolverine, the first two acts and the first two acts, I was about to say the third act. The first two acts are good. The third act is a bit silly, but good Wolverine film. Wonder Woman. Just can't go wrong with that. Definitely the best DC Extended Universe film. World War Z. Love zombie films, and I think this film was a very fun zombie film, and I'm very curious about the sequel. Brad Pitt. The Witch, one of the most underrated horror movies of all time, in my personal opinion. Anya Taylor-Joy, the greatest cinematography is great, and this movie is very disturbing in a lot of scenes. Last Blu-ray in this entire collection. I hope you guys are feeling comfortable. Don't worry, one more Blu-ray. Wolf Creek, one of the most disturbing films ever freaking made. This movie, I was literally, do not eat anything, do not drink anything when you watch this movie, because Mick Taylor is badass in this film, so just don't eat anything like after this film. So guys, that is my Blu-ray collection for 2018. I got a lot of new ones before from the last Blu-ray hunting video, and yes, it was very tiring, I'm gonna be honest. I'm sweating because it's summer here, so very sweating here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my Blu-ray collection video. I can't wait for 2019. I can't wait for all the movies that are going to come out. So guys, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day.